It's like I figured out wives are pretty expensive, like very expensive. So that
Yes.
um he uh he asked me the same question. I said, first it wasn't really about real estate. I had a couple life goals, first finish school, because, get a software engineer degree. And then after that, it was find a wife. And, I was just following the process, the American dream. And then after I got a wife, I told him that I said this exact same thing. It's like, I figured out wives are pretty expensive, like very expensive. So that
Yes.
I was like, I need to learn how to make money. And I was like, okay, what's the next step? And usually everyone's like, oh, buy a house. And then I was like, buy a house, have kids. I was like, okay, let me look into how much it would cost to buy a house and stuff. And I realized I started reading some book, and I started reading the book that changed my entire life, the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. And that one taught a lot about real estate, and it even talked about how to scale in real estate, and how your first home isn't an investment. And then ever since hearing those words, it really changed. Like, why am I gonna buy a house if it's not an investment? I always thought our first home was an investment. Everyone told
Hmm.
me buy a house and you use it it's your investment. It's yours. You don't lose it, blah blah blah. But then I heard that, and it changed everything for me. So after I heard that, I was like, okay, what else do I know about real estate? And then it was one book after another, and education
That
after education. I found myself in a bunch of masterminds. I found myself in a bunch of seminars and RIAs in Miami, learning more and more about real estate. And then I realized this is a way to scale. If I can do it right and I do it the right way, I can scale to be insane.